welcome back, educators. And now I hope you are ready for some fresh air because our next session, Nature and Outdoor Learning, invites you to think beyond worksheets and walls and explore how garden, parks, and even playgrounds can make powerful spaces for hands on learning. We are honored to have Ms. Nirupma Bafna, founder of the Evolvers Nest Preschool, with us today. With 15 years plus experience and a national award winning preschool to her name, she is a pioneer in turning everyday surroundings into wonder filled learning zones. Now, before we move ahead, a quick reminder for the quiz which is scheduled for today. There will be four lucky winners who can get a chance to win Amazon vouchers up to 20,000. So make sure that you are taking notes and do not forget to tune in for the last session also because after that we'll start the quiz. Before moving ahead, let's look at some of the housekeeping rules. All the participants will be muted throughout the session. Make sure that you have a pen and paper to note down all the important information. Chat box will be enabled during the Q&A round or as required by the speaker. For your e-certificates, please wait till Monday. You will be receiving a feedback form on your registered email ID. You can fill that and you'll receive your e-certificate. But do not forget, we have a quiz scheduled for today after the last session. Make sure that you join in and you can get a chance to win Amazon vouchers worth up to 20,000. Now, without further delay, Ms. Nirupma, it's all over to you.
So very good afternoon to all the fellow educators here. And I'm very delighted to share my viewpoints on nature and outdoor learning to you. Nowadays, nature and outdoor learning has become equally important as it was in the previous days. Why? Because now we are shifting on to much of the screen time. Let me share my screen to you and then let's discuss about the nature and the outdoor learning. So can we just quickly, all of you, close your eyes just for 30 seconds and let's begin with a quick reflection and think back to our childhood memories. What did we used to do when we didn't have phone, when we didn't have any screen? So can we just quickly close our eyes and let's relive all those relive all those memories with us. Let's quickly do that just for 30 seconds. So, what did you see? What did you see in your memories? What did we used to do in our childhood? We used to climb trees. We used to collect the stones and play games out of those stones. We created stories with leaves and twigs. We used to collect the leaves and twigs and maybe, create Ludo or that chopper with that. And we used to make mud houses and we used to invent new games. But compare with today's children, most of them are glued to the screens. They are watching reels. They are watching YouTube. Let's see the present day kids routine. Yes, they do get up early in the morning at 6. And what do they do after that? They get ready. They have to go to school. They have so busy schedule. They go to school, their bus comes, and then they go to school. At that time, yes, the screen time is not there. But once they come back from the school, while eating food, they watch screen. They cannot have food without the screen. They watch the YouTube cartoons. They play mobile or video games. They scroll the social media. They watch OTT content like anything. A lot of parents are busy, mothers are busy, fathers are busy. And what are the kids doing? By the time the father and mother is coming back from the office, they finish their homework maybe, or either they are on the screen, all the time on the screen. They are binge watching cartoons. Parents also prefer the controlled environment for the kids. So in this scenario, the kids are glued to the screen. And what are the repercussions of this screen time? Let's see that. Their eye health is poor. The delayed brain development, delayed speech and language skills, reduced attention span, The behavioral issues are there, disturbed sleep patterns are there. The kids are in their own memory, they are in their own world. They have poor social skills. They don't want to get mixed up with any of the friends. They're happy with the screen and they're happy with the cartoon which they are watching. There is lack of physical activity. The poor eating habits are there because I don't know how many of you might have observed, but in school kids don't eat their lunch. Why? Because we don't provide them screen to have lunch. At home, 99.99% of the kids, they are eating food while they watch the screen. If they don't watch the screen, they don't eat the food. And parents also very happily and proudly, they are saying that, ma'am, only while eating food, he's watching TV or the screen. But is it correct? According to the Vedas, also, it is said that while having food, we should have the mindful eating. But no, it is not happening nowadays. The more of the screen decreases the creativity and imagination in the child. We are all onto AIs now. So our creativity and imagination also reduces. There are lot of negative effects of screen time. So how do we, and now what are the benefits of the outdoor play? We just saw that what we used to do in our childhood, we used to we used to play around, we used to play badminton, we used to play cards with our friends, we used to just go out, play bat ball, and lot other things. So what are the benefits of this nature and the outdoor learning? The benefits of the nature and the outdoor learning, it improves our gross motor and fine motor skills. Nature is not just a backdrop, it is a teacher. It increases the overall fitness, strength, and coordination. It encourages the physical activity, reduces the sedentary behavior. Now, nature also boosts memory. Like we just remember when we go out somewhere, we just remember the memories of the nature. We just remember what have we seen. We just like to sit maybe near the sea or around the valleys, and then we just enjoy. It boosts memories, concentration, observational skills. It supports the academic learning through the real world applications. It encourages the inquiry based thinking and hands on exploration. There are a lot of emotional and social benefits also of the nature learning. It reduces anxiety, stress, and a lot of behavioral issues. Right now, when we are glued to the screens, we tend to, imitate what the screen is doing. But in nature, it is not like this. In nature, builds our self confidence. It regulates our emotions and independence, and it promotes the teamwork. Communication levels are too good when we do the nature learning. And yes, of course, the leadership quality also develops. Now, the environmental awareness also comes in a child when we do the outdoor learning. It instills and it respects the care for the other living beings also. It builds an early understanding of sustainability and the environmental responsibilities. Now, there are a lot of different varieties of outdoor learning activities which we can do, and by which the kids can learn the same what we are teaching inside our classrooms. Let's have a look of what kind of outdoor learning activities we can do with them. So there we can, just take them out for the nature walk and just let them observe. And they can observe the leaves, they can observe the plants, insects, clouds, and the natural patterns. Outdoor learning isn't about free play alone. It can be highly structured and deeply educational. Let's explore a free world wherein they learn. Now, let's see when they're doing the gardening. Now, you want to teach some fruit and vegetables topic to the child. So they can plant the seeds and they can take care of that vegetable and herb. Now, any plant will not grow without giving the without giving the water, without the sunlight, and without the root. So, in this process, the child is learning the photosynthesis process. We are teaching them naturally, But when we are in the classrooms, we just tell that what does a plant require? Plant requires sunlight, plant requires water, roots, and then of course, yes, by the chlorophyll, then plants make food, and that process is known as photosynthesis. That is in the classroom what we are telling them. Now, when they are outside in the nature, they have planted the seed and they know that they have to give water to the seed, because if they will not give, the plant is not going to sprout. So when they give this, and then they know that sunlight is also coming, and they do take care of that seed, and then what comes out after few days? Vegetables or herbs are coming out after few days. So this is the natural process of learning. When we are talking to them about the nature, this is the natural process of learning. So this is how we can teach them about plants while doing the gardening and the farming activities. We can teach them about the fertilizers, composting. We can teach them about the food cycle, like what the food cycle the animals have, what the food cycle does the plant have. We can also, like while they do the gardening, now we create a lot of trays, and then the soft touch and the hard touch, and lot of touch we do with them. They walk barefoot on those trays, and then we say, okay, this is uh, cotton, so this is very soft, and this is rocky, and this is the rough. But just imagine that if they are in the nature, there'll be a lot of times when there is a sand. When there is sand, so that is little soft. When there is a fine sand, there can be the sand can be little rocky. So automatically they are learning about the sensory touches also. But we in the classroom, we will create those sensory touches in the trays, and we will say them, okay, now what kind of touch is this? This is soft, this is hard, this is wet, this is dry. But in the nature, automatically we are teaching them touch, smell, color, and they are playing with the mud. Now, when they play with the mud, or when they are observing lot of things, while maybe by the magnifying glass or anything, what will happen? Which kind of skills they are developing? Their fine motor skills, their gross motor skills, while they are walking on the garden, while they are crossing any twig or any branch or any kind of trunk. So automatically they are developing. Do you remember that in our times, like I have not done playgroup and nursery for sure, because we used to play, there were joint families, we used to go play outside, and a lot of learning was there automatically. So our parents had directly put us into junior kg. There was no need of fine motor skills and gross motor skills. And at house we used to do a lot of household chores, like making rotis with mama, and doing a lot of vessel washing, and a lot of utensils we used to wash. So and lot of embroidery we used to do. But nowadays nothing we are doing with the kids. The embroidery and everything is just vanishing, because there's a lot of screen time. So all these kind of fine motor skills and gross motor skills will automatically develop. We don't have to name them in the nature, like this is fine motor skill, but in the classrooms we have to name them. Okay, now you roll your pencil, hold your pencil, hold it like this, or maybe you do the scissor cutting, or maybe you play with the dough. We will get the play dough. But it is not required if they are really at the outdoor learning. If they are in the nature, it is not required, because as it is, they are doing lot of gardening, and lot of observation is there. So all the fine motor skills and gross motor skills they develop on their own. Now just sit in a circle under a tree for the storytelling sessions. How calm it is. Like you remember in our Gurukul time, what these gurus used to do. Have you ever seen that Guru Dronacharya teaching their kids into the classrooms? Always they used to sit outside. Always they used to sit outside, and lot of learning was outside. And lot of natural props they used to use, like they used to practice the bow and arrow. On the trees there will be, they will target some of the target would be there, and they would practice it. The same way we can also use a lot of natural props like pebbles, twigs, and flowers. We can teach them. Now we are teaching inside the class, we are teaching them the flower topic, we are drawing the flower, and then we are teaching the parts of the flowers. But can they go in the nature? There are a lot of flowers around us. They can just take the magnifying glass and they can see the parts of the flowers, how natural it will be. Kids can create the stories around what children see. Whatever they see, they can create the stories for them. Now we can do lot of art also in the nature only. Now we are sitting in the classes, we are taking the birds, we are taking a lot of, those sponges, and we are doing a lot of sponge activities with them, lot of bud activity with them, lot of color activity with them, and we are not in the nature. But do you know, when they are in the nature, they can collect some leaves and they can, squeeze them with the stone, and they can make the green natural color. They can do the leaf rubbing. They can do the bark printing. They can, the bark, whichever. Yeah, I don't promote them to pluck any leaves or branches or any twigs, but whatever is fallen down. Every day, the nature is giving us lot of leaves and lot of twigs which are fallen down. So they can just do the bark printing and the nature mandalas also they can do. We do lot of, the rangoli we make. We buy the rangoli powder and then we say that when you know, when they make the rangoli out of, what you say is, they make the rangoli out of the rangoli powder, their fine motor skills increases. But just imagine if they collect the leaves which are fallen down, there will be some orange leaves, there will be some red leaves, there will be some yellow leaves, there will be some brown leaves. And they can create a beautiful design out of this. Like if you can see in the picture, one of the child has created a beautiful face with the twigs, the eyebrows they have done, and the eyes, and with the leaves, the ears are there. How beautiful it is. So I don't say that always you have to come out, but yes, out of, if you have the 4 lessons of EVS in a week, then at least 2 to 3 should be outside. That will really, really enhance their fine motor skills, gross motor skills, their observational skills, and their creativity. Everything will enhance by this. They can do rock painting. We make them do only painting on the paper. When we use paper more, the trees are cut more. So we can do rock painting with them. We can create the eco-friendly installations wherein they themselves they create. So we can do lot things in the nature. Now we want to teach them maths. I was talking about only EVS, but we want to teach them maths and we want to teach them science outdoors. So then what? They can measure the tree heights. One tree is tall, the other tree is short. So they can do the opposites while they are in the nature. Now, some leaves, they are very, wet in the morning because of the dew drops. Some leaves are dry, which are fallen down. So we can do opposites with them. We can measure the heights. They can count the flower petals. They can estimate the distances at how far it is. They can explore the shadows, how the shadow works. They can see the water, how the water flows from one plant to the other plant. They can imagine the soil type, science. What are we teaching them? On these books, we are teaching them the soil types and everything. So they can do the soil types. And of course, the temperature changes. Sometimes it's very hot, sometimes it's rainy, and sometimes it is cold. When they are outside, their immunity level also increases. And then they can collect and they can, sort the natural items. They can do anything. Like if you can see in the picture, some kids are, observing the soil type. Some kids are playing that cross and zero wala game. And then some kids are making that lagori out of the rocks. Some kids are doing the painting out of the natural things. So, how beautiful it can be, just imagine. So, at least 1 period or 2 periods in a week, you should take them out in the nature for exploration, which is very, very important. Now, they can also do role play and drama in the open spaces. Like, for example, just imagine that we are doing the hungry caterpillar inside the classroom. How does it look? And we doing the hungry caterpillar story outside in the nature. Now, when we do outside in the nature, the hungry caterpillar stories, the caterpillar can go and eat anything. The caterpillar is very hungry. So The natural backdrop can be used, and we are creating so much background just for the kids. We are putting in so much of efforts, and also we are putting in so much of paper. But how beautiful it can be outside. Just a little shade under the tree and just these stories in a group. Wow, it is so wonderful and beautiful. So there are lot outdoor learning activities. We'll be discussing it more. We can do thematic kind of days with the kids. We can do the campaigns with them because it is the need of an hour right now. We can do Earth Day with them. We can do Environment Week with them. We can do bird watching day with them. We can do Nature Olympics. We can do Tree Hugging Day. Just imagine a child hugging a tree, and the child is expressing the love for the trees. And then the child goes home and tells that trees are our best friends because trees gives us oxygen, trees gives us so many things. And tells the family that we should not waste the paper, we should not waste lot of things like which are made out of trees, the furniture and everything should be well protected so that we don't cut trees more. We can decorate the trunks, handmade crafts, they can just preserve it. And trees are most important, of course, for breathing. So tree hugging day can be done. You can do the Earth Day. Children can participate in planting the trees, cleaning the school surroundings, and making the eco posters the day before yesterday in our school. So what we did is there was little, the walls were little not clean, and we thought that we'll ask the kids only. They enjoyed so much to clean it. They enjoy so much work which is other than, sitting and doing just with the paper and the pencil, and they are just writing and learning. Just imagine that you put, like, for example, you want to make them learn the spellings of trees and flowers and trunk and leaves and everything. Just imagine you can just put the placards there and you can just play treasure hunt with them. They can just go around and they can themselves explore and learn the spellings, come back and play game with them. Will that be very easy, or we making them write in the notebook 2 to 10 times? We do with them. But along with this, we also have to promote the outdoor learning, which is very important. We can do an environment week with them. We can do a week-long celebration with the nature walks, recycling activities, how the plastic gets recycled. We can teach them to segregate the garbage, which can be recycled, which can be converted into the fertilizer. So we can do lot with them. So let us teach that with the child because that is what is going to go with them for the lifelong and which is sustainable. We are not teaching them these all, but we have to take an action. And from now, we have to take them out and we have to teach them that yes, we have to save Mother Earth also. We can do the bird watching day. I know in a lot of urban cities, the schools are very limited. We don't see birds also nowadays. We can just, on a less sunny day, we can just take them out, or maybe on the terrace, wherein they can just observe if some of the birds are coming, if some of the birds are flying. They can just sit there and draw whatever they are seeing. It is so beautiful. They can listen to the bird sound. So make sure that we do these kind of activities. We can do the fun eco-themed race. Now, nowadays, I really feel very sad to see the marathons around. When there are marathons, people take part in marathons. Like there are the Earth Day marathons, and there are a lot of other marathons. And what happens? Then, when they walk and then when they run ahead, there is a stall in which there are a lot of water bottles. People drink water and they throw the plastic on the road and then they walk ahead, and then they are maybe some packed like Energal or something would be there. They drink that and they again throw that. Are these marathons sustainable? Are these marathons worth it also? Not at all. They just spoil the surroundings so much. What we have to teach the kids, marathons can be done by, carrying your own water bottles, not necessary that we are using the plastics. So we can do these kind of nature Olympics, like leaf collection relays. How many leaves are you collecting that day? The watering plant races. You can water the plant. How many plants did you water? Or the seed sorting competitions. These will be just amazing. So make sure that you can do thematic days and campaigns at your school. Uh, Any, like at least one or two thematic campaigns can be done in a month. So that will really help for the outdoor play. Now you can engage the kids in a lot of exploration activities. You can play treasure hunt with the child. You can equip the child with magnifying glasses. You can just have these things in your school, like magnifying glasses, like maybe some gardening tools, and a lot of cutting tools, so that they do the natural things. Like in a lot of schools, the gardener is there, so you can learn along with the gardener that how do we do gardening and all. And while they have their magnifying glasses, just imagining they going out and they see a small insect on the leaf, like what in the picture you can see. Now the child is seeing with the magnifying glasses at how many legs does this insect is having, and what kind of insect it is, and how it is walking, and what is it eating. The child is also seeing the veins of the leaves. The child is just exploring so many things on its own. But when the insect topic comes, we make them sit in the class, we show them the flashcards that this is okay. Housefly, this is the beetle, and this is the ladybug, and spider has 8 legs. We show them all this. But I understand totally that in the nature also you might not find those many insects. But yes, definitely we can take them out in the nature. They can see the ants. Ants are available everywhere in the nature. They can see ants, they can see houseflies. They can see the other, if you have nature around your school, they can see a lot of things. And if you don't have nature around your school, what you can do is you can plant a lot of trees around you in the pots, maybe in the rectangular pots or in the round pots, so that kids, they just explore the nature around them. They can do the leaf and the rock collection, and then they can segregate that which type of leaves they have collected, and what rocks they have collected, and what is the texture of that rock. You can discuss that with them. Not necessary that any topic you are always doing it with the flashcards and the books. They can do the shadow tracing also outside. They can explore the light, like if the sun is coming from this side, the shadow goes where, and the sun is on the top, where how long is the shadow. So they can explore the light and shadow tracing, and they can do a lot of outlines of the shadow tracing. Now in this process, what are we teaching them? We are teaching them how to do tracing. So it is just unimaginable that what the child is learning. And then the child gets real interest in shadow tracing, in tracing. What we do is we just get the kids into the classrooms, and then we just force them to hold the pencil, write. We do a lot of circle time with them. Circle time can be done outside also. Sometimes circle time can be done. Okay, okay, kids, now get a lot of stuff, whichever is fallen down. What kind of leaves do you collect, or what kind of twigs do you collect, or what kind of nature can you see? Then you can just sit and discuss. कि आपने आज क्या देखा? What did you see? In your mother tongue also you can discuss. That is absolutely fine. Preschoolers are the natural scientists. Give them a magnifying glass and they will observe like pros, because their brain is totally empty. It is not put, there's nothing has been put inside right now. They have their own imagination. They will come out with their own thoughts, and they will come out with their own creativity. You can have them collect maybe 3 different kind of leaves, compare that. Even we won't imagine, sometimes they will come out with so different answers. And they can trace these shadows also at different times. So what are they learning? Even a elder kid of 4th to 5th standard, they don't know that what kind of shadow is traced at what time of the day. But we have to make sure that this nature teaches our preschoolers a lot of things before they go into the bigger school, before they go into first standard. Their imagination, their creativity, everything is very, very good. Now, nature, there can be storytelling. You can just sit around with the book with them. You can read a book. They can just relax and just see that how fresh air they are taking while the story is going on. You can hide a lot of letters all around with the ice cream sticks. Let them move around and let them take out one ice cream, like one ice cream sticks letters. Those sticks, they are you just hide them maybe in the tree or maybe in the garden. And then they are coming and they're so excited because they have found that letter. And then they tell the sound also. So it is so interesting. You telling the child the sound of the letters every time, and or you asking them in the class the sound of the letters, but they go and they find the objects of maybe that letter or maybe that A-shaped stick or on the ice cream stick, those letters are put. And then they come out. And then they're so excited to tell you because they have searched it on their own. In the classroom, you ask them 10 times also, and they're not interested to answer. Because every time we keep on speaking, and the kids they really get bored of the way of what we are teaching them. Play treasure hunt, play alphabet hunts with them, play sound scavenger hunt. You can just hide the objects all around the garden. And you have to tell the kids that, okay, now when you get the letter, you're not going to tell me the letter, you're going to come with a sound. And they'll be so excited to do that because now they are searching it on their own and they will be then finding it out and telling you the sound with so much of excitement. Isn't that very interesting? You can hide objects also, the letter objects also you can hide. You can sometimes tell the child to take the twig and write on the mud, write on the sand. And then you go to them and then you can ask them that what they have written. It is so wonderful and they will tell it with so much of excitement. They will definitely tell with so much of excitement. Now, yes, we often talk about STEM. We talk about STEM, that now what is STEM learning? We talk about so much that there should be STEM learning in the schools. So S is for science and T is for technology and E is for engineering and mathematics, hands-on exploration. How we can in the nature incorporate this STEM learning. So children observe, we have already discussed a lot of things. Children observe plants growing, insect crawling, the clouds forming, and understand life cycles like those of butterflies and frogs, learning through real world natural experiences. Technology using the simple tools like magnifying glasses, binoculars, or digital devices to click the nature photos and record bird sounds, help children connect technology and the outdoor exploration. Now, the kids, how, like, what is this magnifying glasses? It's a technology. You are seeing an object which will magnify. Binoculars, you are seeing the outdoor object by binoculars, which is far and which is now getting near. So, what is the child learning out of it? The child is learning to use the devices, to click the nature photos, and to record the bird sounds. And it helps the children connect technology with the outdoor exploration. So, very, very important that we take the kids out and the kids they learn through all this. Now, the kids they engage. If we talk about engineering, what is engineering? When they make the house of mud, or when they are building the bird feeders, they are making the bridges. You just leave the kids in the nature and you see that what they will make. What they will make. They will make the bridges you will not even imagine. They will also make lot of blocks. They will make beautiful buildings with so many stories. And they will also create the water channels with stones, developing the problem solving and construction skills using the natural materials. What is all this? This is we are teaching the natural materials to them. Now they are also doing mathematics while they do the STEM learning. While they are in the nature, they are also doing the mathematics. Nature, this offers opportunities to count leaves, and they measure the plant height. They compare the size of the rocks, which is small, which is big. They explore the pattern in the flowers, building early numeracy in a playful way. And how are you teaching them this maths? For example, if when there are three rocks, one is big and the other is little small and smaller. So we are teaching them these concepts of mathematics by this. One is, maybe big, one is small. And hands-on exploration. Now, while they learn science, technology, engineering, and maths, they are also doing hands-on exploration. Outdoor play, it sparks the curiosity as the children ask why and how the changes have observed. Like every day, there will be different change. They will try the simple experiments like testing which surface absorbs more water. Sometimes the water goes more inside, and which surface is absorbing the more water. Sometimes, the water will remain on top. Maybe if any pot, if you see, and there's not a hole under it, and then the water does not seep in. Now the child is learning on its own that the water needs to seep in. So they themselves, children ask themselves the question that why this is happening, how this is happening. We have to just guide them. We as mentors, we have to just guide them. We don't have to teach everything with the book and the paper. So nature is the living laboratory for the child. Children learn by classifying objects, comparing the textures, and discovering the science through real-time observation and interaction. So nature will be the laboratory if you send the kids out. And if the kids are not out, then you keep on showing the flashcards. This is soft, this is hard, you touch this is big, this is small, this is this texture, this is that texture. And then how much will the child remember this? The child is not going to remember because the child has not have had any hands-on exploration on what you are teaching the child. If the child is experiencing what you are teaching them, the child is going to remember it for the lifelong. So the nature is the living laboratory for the child. Let the child learn it. Now you can, like a lot of things the child will discover while they see, while they observe the things in the nature. So drawing what they see and maintaining simple nature journals, you'll not even come to know that what things they have discovered. And they will share the observation orally, which helps the children reflect and consolidate their STEM learning. So make sure that the child does go out in the nature and document their all the discoveries, whatever they are doing. Once you do that, and when the child again open the file and sees, okay, I've done this, and they will remember everything. You don't have to teach them anything. They will remember each and everything. What are the other ways? Now, yeah, I can understand that in the urban places, in the metropolitan cities, it is very difficult to plan the outdoor learning. But yes, we can plan in the nearby gardens. We can do the weather check. We can do the safety protocols. We can do the first aid hydration. We can do the ratio of adult to child supervision. We can do the mapping learning objectives. We can also plan the curriculum as per the safety. And we can integrate the nature across the subjects, cross curricular learning. We can keep the documentation of each and everything. We can keep the nature journals. We can, photo stories and reflection kind of things. And use of portfolios to record learning. We can do lot things with them. Now, but you will have to really plan this outdoor learning while you do. So you can see whether it is raining, if it is very sunny, the water bottles the child should carry. The adult, it should not be more than 10 to 1 adult with the child supervision. And it can be, you can plan your curriculum and you can plan your lesson plan as per the outdoor activities you are taking. So you can do that. And please plan your outdoor activity when you're in the metropolitan city accordingly. Because a lot of times the traffic will be more. You have to see the timings also when you take the kids outside. So I hope in all the schools there'll be some area which is nature based. So that is very, very important that every school should have one floor which has a lot of plants and trees, wherein the nature, we can promote to the child, wherein they are planting the seeds and everything on their own. Now, how the child can adapt for the urban schools. That is what I was talking about. We can have the roof gardens. We can use the rooftops for planting the herbs and flowers and vegetables in the pots and the containers. And we can do amazing kind of gardening. We can do courtyard exploration. We can turn the small courtyards into the discovery zones for observing the insects, leaves, or sunlight. And we can plan the short trips to the local parks for the nature walks. Like just the nearby, every surrounding has a different kind of parks. So you can take them for the nature parks nearby, wherever you are having. In every surrounding, government has left some open space for the kids to play around. So you can take them there. You can do the storytelling or art in the nature. You can do the terrace planting setup, mini gardens, and the terraces you can, cover the roof also using the recycled containers as well. So you can teach the kids that how recycling is very important. And this is all what you can do. I mean to say they can plant the trees. In fact, the kids themselves can create this kind of garden wherein they can sow the seed and then you can see them grow. You can use the nature videos, virtual forest tours. You can, videos, I will suggest very less, but you can actually take them to the gardens wherein you can create, you can put some trees and plants, I mean to say the artificial ones also. And you can get some artificial birds also, like our craft birds. And where the outdoor access is not possible, we can create it. So adapting all this in the urban areas, and yes, of course, in the smaller areas where there's a lot of places in the villages and everything, it is very, very easy to take the kids out. They can do a lot of farming, they can do a lot of seed plantation, and they can see the fruit and vegetables grow in front of them. They can do that. Now, how we can inculcate this nature in school? We all know that it is not possible without the involvement of the parents at all. So nature begins at home. We have to convince the parents to use the screen time less. A lot of parents are very busy nowadays, and they come from office and then fathers have to do some work on the laptop and screens. And then again, the screen time is there. And then the mothers, they're busy in the household chores when they come from the office. But we have to make sure and we have to educate parent to tell them to mm, give them more time and take them in the garden, take them out in the garden. They have to every day take a small walk in the nearby garden wherein the child can play around in the nature. The child can engage in the nature walks, bird watching, or gardening as a family. They can participate. The parents should also participate in the school organized outdoor events, which we see that the participation is little less, especially in the metropolitan cities where the parents are very busy. But we have to really encourage them for the tree plantation and the cleanup drives. Okay. And we have to support the outdoor homework activities. So, as teachers, can we give them the outdoor homework activities? Like maybe you are giving the homework of counting someday, and you are giving them the homework of counting on the paper. You are drawing 5 leaves, 10 leaves, or maybe lollipops, or maybe the stars, and you are asking the child to count and write the number. So, can we give a homework like this, wherein when the child goes along with the parent out in the garden, they collect so many leaves and they are sticking maybe on the paper, or maybe they are collecting it in a box or something like that, and then they get it to school. That will be so wonderful that they're getting only 10 leaves that day. If the 10 number introduction is there or 6 number introduction is there, they're getting only 6 small pebbles from the nature or 6 dried leaves which have fallen down. So every child is getting that. And every child is counting that in school, that, okay, see, ma'am, I have got this kind of this kind of object, and I'm counting these are the 6 leaves and 6 this thing, or maybe 6 uh, pebbles. So isn't that just wonderful? What are they doing now? Every child is counting the 6 pebbles. Every child is counting, getting the different objects. What are they learning in this? They are learning the different objects in this, what they have collected. They are learning the counting in this. So it is so wonderful. And at home, they have not done any boring homework of writing and counting and writing it again. But what they have done, they have counted it and they have got it back. So we have to encourage the parents to participate in the school organized outdoor events like tree plantation and the cleanup drives. Now, cleanup drives, let me talk more about this. Now, what happens at home? The maid comes, they clean up everything. In the school, also, the maids are there. But have you seen China and Japan kids? What are they doing? There is no maid in the schools. They are doing everything on their own, right from cooking the food, right from serving, and right from washing the utensils. I was surprised to see at my school only, if I talk. So we had this little of the cleanliness drive day before yesterday, and I asked the kids that you have to keep the classrooms clean. This was a senior KG class. And 2 to 4 kids, it was to my amazing surprise that they were very, very reluctant to hold even a rag or a napkin in their hand, and they were saying that this is not my job. So I was actually surprised at this. What is their job? What are we teaching the kids? That it is okay to make the place dirty, but to clean it, it's not our job. There will be maids to clean it. Now, when we don't teach them at this age for the cleanup drives or for anything, what happens? They don't want to do it in their further life also. And then there are a lot of clashes which happens in the families. Cleanup drives in the nature, if you talk, then they are not dropping or not throwing any garbage in the nature. By this, what are they learning? That they have to keep their surrounding clean, that they have to keep their area clean wherever they are sitting. My first education to a child would be to keep your surrounding clean, to learn out of the nature and to do your work on your own. Like, for example, if you're sitting on the bench and you're eating the food on that bench, and if you're dropping it, whose work is to clean? It's not the maid's work. So it is your work only. So we can clean it. But nowadays, parents also they pamper the kids so much that the child feels that it is below their dignity to clean because this is not their work. So we have to teach them that they have to keep their surroundings clean. They don't have to throw the garbage out of the car also. None of the small wrappers should also go by their hands. And then we see the clean India and the developed India very soon. So we have to support all these kind of outdoor activities to keep the nature clean and outdoor homework activities. Like for example, you have the topic of plants and they can collect different kind of leaves and they can talk on their leaves. So we want the volunteers should be there in your school to lead the nature based sessions or the storytelling at school. But I would suggest that each and every teacher should do the storytelling and recycling and everything they should teach them day in and day out so that it goes into their head. Whatever we learn at this age, we never forget. It is always with us for the lifetime. So make sure that every day you are reminding the child to keep the nature clean, to play around in the nature, to take a nature walk, to be away from the screen. That is very, very important. You also might be knowing in every school, the research is saying, and we are seeing that out of every 100 kids, 5 kids are slow learners. They are either virtual autistic or they are autistic or ADHD or now why? Because the screen time is so much wherein so much of cartoon watching, binge watching is there, and the child doesn't want to sit at one place. So this kind of screen watching has to be discouraged by putting lot of nature homework to them, by putting lot of outdoor kind of, and we have to keep on arranging the meetings with the parents, talking with the parents that what repercussions the screen time is having. So please take your kids out, and we would be sending the outdoor homework activities. So please encourage the child to take them out in the garden. I was in US around a month before, and I was seeing that there every parent around at 5 or 6 p.m. every parent, Lord, like the gardens are full. The kids they keep on playing around in the nature, and they just talk. The parents just talk about the nature or about whatever they have observed. It is so wonderful. The creativity comes out. The child will maybe discover something. The child will invent something. So please make sure that every teacher is trained for this outdoor activity homework along with their lessons outdoor at least once or twice in for the start once or twice in the week time. I would suggest it should be 50-50%. But yet, yes, to get the change, it will take time. There should be model eco-friendly behavior at home also. We have to tell the parents. Recycling, reusing the garbage, the plastic garbage should be separate and the fruit and vegetable garbage should be separate. There should be plants, there should be fruits and vegetables. We also know that what fruits and vegetables we are eating outside is not healthy at all. There's so many chemicals put. So they can plant it in the rectangular kind of pots or in the round pots also, but they have to inculcate this kind of nature activities with they can create the small garden, they can create the small green corners at home with plants and the nature discovery boxes. So document and share the outdoor experiences, your outdoor experiences with the parent. Once you do that, they will be very, very motivated to take their kids also out. Take some pictures, photos with the school, take some their drawings, show their drawings, put up around all the school, their nature drawings. Let the parents see what kind of drawings and photos you know we have taken in the nature, what kind of drawings the child has made with the twigs and everything, and what kind of bird watching or the insect watching the child has done. So involve the children in the household nature task. Water the plants, feed the birds. So important. Celebrate the nature related days at home, also tell the parents that today is the Earth Day, today is the Environment Week. So, what good we can do with them. And so, teachers, what are you thinking that when we do so much of the outdoor learning and when we do so much of the nature learning, how are we going to do the assessments now? Are we going to do the assessments? We can do the outdoor assessments as well. We can observe the kids. Just imagine that we doing the outdoor learning and we doing the outdoor assessment, how different it is. Kids, they show their natural behavior outdoors. Inside the class, they are in the closed doors. They are not real and natural. Kids become playful and real when they are outside. They are so excited to be outside. Have you ever seen when we take them outside of the class and then they are so excited to play around on the swings and slides and everywhere? So, what you can assess outside is their motor skills. They're running, they're balancing, they're climbing, they're walking. They're walking on the rocks sometimes. Are they able to balance? Their social skills you can assess. Wherein are they sharing that space with them? Are they sharing the plant seeding with them? Are they doing the teamwork? Their language, what are they talking? Are they asking the questions? Are they sorting? Are they counting how many seeds you have given them? Are they predicting that when I'm sowing the seed, what is going to come out of it? Or today I have cleaned. How many birds will come to drink the water which I have put in the pot? What creativity are they doing in the nature play? Are they making the house or are they making the blocks or are they making the bridge? Are they making the way for the water to go from down? What kind of drawing they are doing? Are they building with the natural materials, natural items, or then you give them the blocks? They will find out small pebbles, they will find out bigger pebble, they will find out maybe sand, they will wet the mud. So there are so many things. Observe. Observe the kids at that time. Make notes. Make the checklist. Keep the rubrics with you. Take photos. Make their portfolios. Do the conversation with the child. That what did you do today? What did you do today in the garden? What did you learn? Keep it natural and informal. Let the kids explore freely. Keep it natural. Focus on their holistic growth rather than just the growth which is in the books, in the papers. Yes, ma'am, I'm done. Thank you
Yes,
so
ma'am.
much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. So, all the participants, do we have any questions? So, you can drop it in the chat box. It is open for questions now. We are just receiving positive feedback for the session, ma'am. So I believe there are no questions, so we'll move towards the closing of the session. Thank you so much, Ms. Nirupma ma'am, for showing us how the best classrooms are sometimes under the sky and not under the roof.
Yes.
So we are ready for such an inspiring session. Now let's get ready for our final session also that is scheduled for 4:30 p.m. where Ms. Abha returns to guide us through real-world foundational literacy and numeracy strategies. So do not miss that session also because we have a quiz scheduled after that session ends. So we can get a chance to win Amazon vouchers up to 20,000 rupees. So thank you so much, ma'am, and all the participants. I see you in the next session.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank
Thank you so much.
thank
Thank
you
you.
so much, ma'am.
Bye-bye.